Hello there, YouTube crew. I'm the real deal, and today we're going to be talking about Fast and Furious 10. And if you're at all familiar with the franchise, you already know what this movie is about.
Family, 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 family.
It's already well on its way to making $1 billion, but I tell you what, if it had chosen the tagline "Fast 10 your seatbelts," it would be on its way to 2 billion right now. So right off the bat, I gotta say I enjoyed this movie far more than the last one. Of course, I might be biased due to the good company that I was with, but I think that's true. Definitely has a better visual style than the last one, and that might have been, due to COVID issues on the set of Nine. But it is what it is. Overall, it's still very much like the post Fast Five entries of the franchise, where you're basically watching a superhero movie except with cars, and like there's this scale of invincibility that pretty much every character is on, and it's adjusted due to the convenience of the plot. But like it definitely works if you buy into these movies for the 2 hours of fun that they are. This movie works. Whereas I think the last movie it had it didn't quite get that balance right, and that's why I didn't enjoy it at all. Now there is some dramatic issue that comes about because of this, particularly with the B team. Like I never really felt they were really in danger, and but like with them it's not so big of an issue because they're kind of the balancing act where for they bring the comedic relief, so it's not too big of a deal for them. However, there is this big moment with another character that when it happens it's like, am I supposed to feel anything? Because death means nothing in this franchise. Had there been you know one real death in this franchise that really carried throughout the movies, maybe it would work. But I mean, technically there is one, but they roll back, and the final scene of this movie undoes that. So like, not only does it undo that, it even softens further this big moment. And I'm like, even if they commit to it now, it's still gonna be stained by how the franchise has played with death before. That, of course, brings me to the problem of Mia, the sister of Dom, the wife of Brian. She has been brought back a couple times for just purposeless bits. She does get an action sequence in this, but still it's pretty much meaningless. And it's the real issue with it is, why is she continuing to come back and Brian doesn't? We know why Brian isn't, because Paul Walker actually died, but they have this very good send off to the character where it sends him into retirement. It's set up like he's done. He's gonna focus on his family and make sure that they never get brought back into the danger that Dom lives in, right? And but now Dom has his own family, wife and kid, and so that's like, well, why isn't he doing this as well? That's an issue that they need to start diving into. But but also, like, if she's coming back, then why wouldn't Brian stop in every now and then, right? Because it would make no difference. I mean, they could go so far to say like the reason Brian doesn't come is because uh if he were to come back, he would get drawn back into it, and the whole plan of retirement would be undone. So he's staying away, he's keeping his distance, but that's still very much undermined by Mia constantly showing back up. It they need to stop doing that. There's only, you know, I in the last movie, because of who John Cena is, yes, she should have shown up for a good scene to, you know, push Dom in a particular direction of how to deal with John Cena's character. Them being siblings. Um, it just, it was nice to see them interact in this one, but still, it's like just leave until Dom retires as well and joins, Brian and her. Stop bringing her back. That's the only time that she needs to show up again is for the, I guess, the ending of 12 Fast, 12 Serious, since they want to do a three-parter for this one, right? So you get the long line of returning cast, and they're all, in pretty good roles. The For new comings, there is a new member of the family. Her sequence is pretty good, but it's best when it's actually best when her relationship with her sister, and her, feelings about it. Dom listens to her and then gives, her a bit of uplifting by his relationship with Brian, that dichotomy that they had. Uh I really like it was, that's the moments where, like, there's several moments where they try to, they have the pictures and stuff of Brian, and it feels a little too, you know, I I don't quite, I have mixed feelings about how they use that, but in this moment, like the way he shares that relationship and how it relates to her relationship with her sister. Oh, that's how they need to keep the memory of Brian in this franchise. That was perfect. Like, if there were any shortcomings in her, like, little section of the movie, that made up for it for me. And then you got Little Miss Nobody, Brie Larson. She's pretty good. And oh, I can't think of his name right now. The new Jack Reacher. He's kind of a he's kind of another antagonistic force in this movie. I, his first scene, I actually really like the back and forth. His dialogue in that, I thought that was very well establishing. And he's a pretty cool presence in the movie. Um, and then there's Jason Momoa as the villain. Now he's the son of the Fast Five baddie and is here to destroy everything that Dom loves, well, except for Brian, of course. See, this is the problem of bringing back Mia, having her show up twice at Dom's home, and he has the particular resources that he has, and somehow doesn't track her to their little abode and bring them into the destruction. Right? Like, it's another reason why they should stop bringing Mia into this, especially with, like, the God's Eye satellite AI system that they've got now. Like, they need to be as off grid as possible. Stop showing up in cities and stuff to meet with Dom and have cookouts, right? Just moving on. So some have likened Momoa's role in this to be his take on Ledger's Joker, right? And I partially agree with that. He's definitely doing a Joker performance in this movie, but I'd say it's far closer to some of the cartoons than Heath Ledger's. He's psychotic, he's fun, he's funny, and he's unintentionally funny as well. See, he's got this flamboyant matador appearance with some gay and trans sensibilities, and because he's diametrically opposed to the Dominic Toretto, that puts him at odds with capital F,
family, 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 family.
extending out to even attacking the family unit one by one and even a child. So, what did Vin Diesel and Justin Lin mean by this? I don't think there's any intentionally placed in social commentary going on here. I think they're simply riffing off this particular personality of a lot of 80s and 90s action villains, right? Just something for Jason Momoa to sink his teeth into and have fun and bring this big bold presence to the movie. I think that's all they were going for. But with the cultural climate of today, it does it does come almost accidentally like a hit piece on a particular group of people. And and it's almost like if the racist homophobic Raimi Spider-Man memes were done for real, which actually did occur, I guess, in Sam Raimi's Doctor Strange. So my verdict on this is if you typically go out to the theaters to watch this franchise, go ahead and do it with this one. If you don't typically do that, wait for streaming. That's kind of where I sit on this one. I'm the real deal. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.